Hey, Philadelphia agents. My name is Matt Teter. I'm one of our partners. I'm so privileged and honored to be able to come to you from my home office here in Austin, Texas, and talk to you today about a mid-year review. So, why are we doing that? Well, we check our watches. It's Profit Share Day here in July. Happy Profit Share Day. Hope and trust you got a great deposit in your bank account today. And so it's also halfway through the year. July is halftime in 2021, happens to be halftime in 2022 and 2023 and every year. And it's always good to look at our business and our goals and our written plans on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis for sure. And yet at least a couple times a year, and halftime is a great time to do it, to look at our business and say, okay, where am I on trajectory to what I desire to achieve? And just for a few minutes, I'm going to go through a series of actions and tools that you could take to be able to figure this out, the steps that you could take to be able to reacclimate and recalculate what you'll need to do in the second half to still achieve your goals, what you could be thinking about to be able to bring talented people into your world, what trajectory should you be on in intentionally developing your skill set, and then we're going to take a couple minutes at the end and think a little bit about wealth building. We're going to talk about, hey, at halftime, maybe it's a good time to look at, we know that markets are up across the country, and they're definitely up and doing awesome in Philadelphia, especially home prices like there are in many other places. And so with that appreciation, it means that agents are getting paid more, which is exciting. You have more money going in your pocket per transaction. What are we doing with it to build our wealth? So let's get started on our mid-year review, our halftime meeting here, looking at our business with a series of 4 simple tools that are going to allow us to make sure that we're on track for what we desire to achieve. Okay, so if you're writing down in your notes and watching this, you're saying, okay, what are those tools? Those tools are a 411, a GPS, an organizational chart, and a growth plan. A 411, a GPS, an organizational chart, and a growth plan. If you watch this video and you go, I don't have those tools, or I need those tools, or I want to learn more about them, or Matt talked about it a little and yet I don't really understand it, just know there's tons of places that you can go. You can connect with our leadership team in our office, Chris, Andrew, anybody else, Tori, and ask them for copies of those tools. You can take courses like MAPS Models to be able to plug in and learn more about those tools. You can also email me at mteter@kw.com. That's mteter@kw.com. And I'll go ahead and send you templates or drafts of those tools or more information if you have questions. And you could call my cell phone at 856-397-6963 to check them out. You could text my cell phone. You could contact our leadership team. You could take some of the classes. So now you know how to get them. Let's talk about this mid-year review. So last year in somewhere around October, maybe November, maybe December, you set your goals for 2021. And it was a heck of a year to set goals. And, we had so many things going on. And in Philadelphia, guys, you fought a heck of a battle in 2020 in growing your business, and you did an incredible job and set records in our organization. And so you set goals probably thinking maybe not sure what was going to happen next, or thinking, I don't know what's going to change. And you may be ahead of those goals now. You may be on track for those goals right now. Many of us are going to be behind or way behind those goals right now, right? And we're going to be in different categories. So where do we start looking at what we want and how do we get back on track? Well, we start with a 411 because a 411 is a one-page document that takes on the right side what we desire to have personally in our lives, and on the left side, what we are going to do professionally to fund that in our lives, and puts them together in one document so that we can see what are we doing, what do we desire to achieve professionally, what are we doing, what do we desire to have personally, and making sure what we do professionally funds our personal life. Why do we start with a 401, whether it's mid-year, whether it's setting goals for the next year, whether it's New Year's, wherever we're looking at our goals? Well, we start with a 401 because it's our personal goals first. Guys, the purpose of business is to generate a profit, and the purpose of profit is to fund a life by design. We don't run a business and then build our life inside the income we generate from our business. We design a life that we want to have and then build a business that generates the income to fund that life. So we start with our personal goals. We always start with our personal goals. And some of those categories, if you haven't defined your personal goals, are what money do you want to save? What money do you want to invest? How much money do you want to make? What charitable contributions do you want to make? What material items do you want to buy? What debt do you want to pay off? Where do you want to travel? What do you want to do for your kids or your family? What time do you want to create for the people that's important in your lives? Okay, so that becomes our personal goals, and they're going to be listed in, typically on a 401, you're going to have 5 of them that are very specific and actionable and measurable and time-based, and yet it may just start with 10 of them, like we just said. It may be a little less detailed, yet what do you desire to achieve? What do you want your life to look like? Once we get down on the right side of the 401, those personal annual goals, and we're looking at, what are we going to do from June through the end of the year to achieve that, we want to understand what is it going to cost, or how much money, or to quantify what we'll need to earn to achieve those personal goals. Okay, then we're going to go to the left side, which is the professional side of the 401, and we're going to say, if I do these things, so take these listings, close these units, earn this GCI, right? If I make these contacts, build this database this way, right? If I review this many properties to make investments, whatever it is, professionally, I'm going to take on these tasks. And as I do these tasks and close these units and make this money professionally, that's going to allow me to earn the income necessary after I pay my expenses and my taxes to fund my life by design personally. That's the 411. That's that tool. It's really powerful, right? Really powerful. And so powerful that some people will tape it to that spot right where your computer camera is, kind of. They'll tape it to the back of the computer monitor. And in the morning, they'll read their 401, their personal goals, and their professional plan. And then they'll flip it over the screen and do their work. At the end of the day, they'll flip it back over and they'll read that and they'll say, okay, great. I'm clear on my goals. In the morning, they're thinking, what am I doing to make sure I achieve it? In the afternoon, they're thinking, today, was I intentional in moving towards my goals and funding my life? Okay, the second tool, right, it would be, what is our one-page business plan? How specifically are we going to do it in our business? So if the 411 is, why are we doing what we're doing? The GPS, or the 135, right, is that one-page business plan that defines what specifically are we going to do to achieve those goals and fund our life by design. And a GPS is a goal, 3 priorities, and 5 strategies. 1 goal, 3 priorities, and 5 strategies, or a 1, 3, 5, right? So GPS or 1, 3, 5. The goal, most likely, guys, is going to be the income that you're going to earn or the units that you're going to close. That's pretty much what it's going to be as a real estate professional. Your priorities are going to be something like leads, listings, leverage. How many leads am I going to generate, or how much am I going to grow my database by? How many listings am I going to take? And who am I going to hire within my world, or what leverage am I going to create within my business to be able to take this on? Now, there could be a lot of different things. That's just kind of a way to start thinking about this one-page business plan to build a business that can fund your life by design. So here's the activity halfway through the year, because this is your mid-year review. You're checking 401, personal goals. What am I doing professionally? Great. Let's look at our professional business. We've got that goal. Well, the annual goal's probably not going to change. The priorities may start to change, because you may say, okay, I had this priority, yet if I keep that priority in that trajectory, am I going to achieve that annual goal? Maybe, maybe not. I may have to change some of the numbers or the metrics inside that priority. Same thing in the second priority, same thing in the third. The exercise of a mid-year review is you make sure that you're committed to the annual goal and it funds what you desire and what you want. You check your priorities and make adjustments to make sure that you are increasing your activity if you're behind, or you're making small adjustments if you're ahead, maybe to stretch your goals or fund something else, or to put greater focus in another area of your business. And then what I suggest, as crazy as it sounds, is erase the strategies that you wrote in October of last year and rewrite the 5 strategies under each priority which is going to be a good mental exercise to replan and refocus on if I do these specific things in each one of these areas, or if our team, if you're running a business and a team, does these specific things, I'll be able to achieve my goals this year. Okay, so we've got mid-year review, we've got a 401, which is why are we doing it? We got a GPS, which is a one-page business plan. What are we doing? Now, the third tool would be an organizational chart. That's just going to define who are we doing this with. Some of you may be thinking, well, Matt, I'm a solo agent, or I just started in the real estate business. What does my organizational chart look like? Your organizational chart could look like you. And yet as you grow your business, it could look like you and a virtual assistant or an executive assistant, or you and a transaction coordinator. By the way, even if your business or your organizational chart or your future of your business right now has no hires in it, meaning like you just started, or even in the next 6 months, you're not going to hire anyone, there are people in your organizational chart, like our leadership team in our market center, that are going to help you grow, right? Like our closing company, right? Transaction coordination company that's going to help you close transactions. Like our photography company that's going to help you do that. Like our title company inside of our organization is going to assist you in that. So you do have people across the organization that are serving your business, right? And they may not be directly employed or paid by you, yet they fall within your organizational chart. So it's always a good exercise to draw that out and say, my business requires these things. Who are the people that are serving that? Now, in a more traditional sense of an organizational chart, if you are making hires, you are hiring an executive assistant or a virtual assistant, you are hiring a transaction coordinator, right, or a showing assistant, you are hiring a buyer's agent or a listing agent based on the models of the MREA that we teach and that we learn through career visioning and otherwise, then what I would suggest that you do is take your business and imagine it's the end of 2021 and you've achieved all of your goals. And ask yourself, who would I need on our sales team or on our team? Who would I need in my world once my business is achieving these goals and doing these things? Okay, when we do that, now we've got to look at, well, am I KPAing candidates for that role now? Am I starting to generate people for that role today? Am I thinking 3 and 6 months in advance of when we achieve the goals so that we don't have more business than we can handle, or we're not too busy that we are putting the business ahead of building our business or our team when we've gotten there? Now, some things to think about organizational chart is definitely connect with Chris and Andrew and the leadership team to be able to help you with these areas, right? Or Gaurav or anybody else inside our organization and leadership that can help you make sure that you're making the right decisions, you've got the right amount of money put away, you're hiring the right people for your business in order of priority, right? The other thing is we want to make sure that we've got operating money in our account to be able to pay salaries if we're going to do that, that we're doing 36 or more units is kind of a good baseline rule of thumb before we're making a lot of consideration around making that first hire. And then again, we've had consulting meetings with the leadership team, and likely that we're starting to get into coaching, or we've hired a MAPS coach to help us with that too. So fundamental tools, mid-year review, we're looking at our business. That organizational tool, the organizational charts, really for those of you that are on that rocket ship trajectory, right? You're really growing. We got to start thinking about who are we bringing into our world in the second half of this year to support our future growth. 411, GPS, organizational chart, now is another big one for all of us, which is a growth plan. And the growth plan is going to be, who do I have to become such that I can achieve my goals? What does that mean? Well, the truth of the matter is, if you knew all the things that you needed to know, and you had all the skills that you needed to have to earn all the income that you desired to earn, or have the life that you desired to have, well, you would already have it. Meaning that if you were already the person you needed to be to have what you want, well, you'd already have what you wanted. So the question is, what are the skills that I'm lacking that if I'd intentionally developed, I could earn the income or have what I desire? That's all that a growth plan is. It's saying that in the month of July, what are the books that I'm going to read, trainings that I'm going to attend, experiences that I'm going to have, people I'm going to meet, in order to change my skill set and my thinking such that I can achieve and attract talent and grow in my life at a higher level. And one way of looking at it is, what are the categories of your life that you desire to grow in? It might be that you want to learn about personal finance. It might be that you want to learn about real estate investing. It might be that you want to learn about leadership. It might be that you want to learn about technology and how it affects business. You might study business itself. You might study negotiation or sales skills that you want to improve. What are those areas where you say to yourself, I really could use improvement in this area? Because if and when I do, I'm going to go to another level in my business, right? And then it's, what can I intentionally do in the month of July, in the month of August, in the month of September, in the month of October, in the month of November, in the month of December to be able to get there? If you think to yourself, I don't know what to read, I don't know what training to go to, I don't know where to go. Well, start on the training calendar for our market center. Connect with our leadership team and ask them for help. Look at our regional training calendar for Keller Williams. Look at the national training calendar for Keller Williams. Look at mapscoaching.com. Check out what's available on kwconnect.com. Look inside our Facebook page for what's being announced and being trained inside the market center. I know we had a great training today, right? We had another great training yesterday. They're there all the time. So be looking for what's available to be able to say, what am I intentionally learning? What am I intentionally reading so that I can improve my skill set and go to the next level? So we did the mid-year review. There you go. You're going to use 4 tools. And you're going to ask yourself these questions. You're going to look at the 401, the GPS, the organizational chart, and the growth plan, and you're going to press reset, right, on your business, saying going into the second half, finishing out July and attacking the second half of the year strong, right? What do I need to achieve my personal goals? How do I need to design my business in that one-page business plan? Who do I need in my world to help me grow and achieve that? And how do I need to be thinking and behaving, acting differently to be able to get there? So now that we've done all that, we're just going to end with this conversation, which is, there's an important question on wealth building. And I know that's a big topic because many of you are making more money than you've ever made before. And the question with all that money that you're making now as prices increase and transactions increase and we're having exciting businesses is, do you understand exactly where to put every dollar that you make? And I mean exactly. Like you could tell me, this is exactly where I'm investing this to create the highest return. This is exactly what my effective tax rate is going to be so that I have that prepared. This is exactly what I need based on my personal budget, based on my professional budget, based on my freedom number, ultimately my retirement plan to be able to get what I desire to achieve and be able to move towards my ultimate retirement or my ultimate ability to say, I'm going to build my team to this and live my life by design, whatever that looks like for you. Now, if you heard me ask that question and said, either I don't know any of it, or I don't know some of it, or I don't know exactly, then so there's some questions and there's a team and there's some resources that we could start with that I just want to share with you briefly on wealth building that I think could serve you in the second half as you keep making more money so that you can build more wealth for your future. The 4 questions for wealth building are, how do I make money? How do I keep money? How do I protect my money? And how do I grow my money? How do I make? How do I keep? How do I protect? And how do I grow? And then there's a 7-person team that ultimately, not all at one time, ultimately we would want to have to help us with our personal wealth. Who's my executive assistant? Who's my CPA? Who's my CFP? Certified Financial Planner? Who's my estate attorney? Who's my coach? Who's my small business attorney? And who's my insurance broker? EA, CPA, CFP, estate attorney, coach, small business attorney, and insurance broker. So we got 4 questions around wealth and a 7-person team for all that additional money that you're making. The last piece is, man, if I don't know any of this stuff or I wanted to look for more resources, what are some of the books that I could read? Well, you could read The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. You could read 5 Mistakes Every Investor Makes by Peter Mallouk. You could read Where's Due. You could read The Path by Peter Mallouk. You could read The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. You could read How Money Works by Steve Siebold. You could read Happy Money by Ken Honda. You could read Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright. what I know is that if you said, man, I'm not just going to read one of those books, I'm going to read The Simple Path to Wealth and 5 Mistakes Every Investor Makes, and What Would the Rockefellers Do, and The Path and Psychology of Money, and How Money Works, and Happy Money and Tax-Free Wealth, what I know is if you decided to read all of that in the second half of this year, and you put it on Audible and you put it on when you're in the gym, what you would understand is you'd understand where to put your money as you continue to make more wealth and grow your business in Philadelphia and kill it in today's market. And knowing where to put it is the very first step so that you can then build that financial team of those 7 people and better answer those 4 simple, how do I make, keep, protect, and grow my money, financial and wealth building questions. Okay, so what did we just do? Well, we did a mid-year review. We covered 4 tools, and then we talked about wealth building, 4 questions, 7 people, and a list of books and resources that we could take on. I hope and trust that this is a quick reset for you. It's getting you thinking. It's causing you engaged. It's getting you calling our leadership team, calling, texting, or emailing me, getting connected with our people, asking for help, raising your hand, checking out the calendars, plugging into events, hiring coaches, getting engaged. If I can help you with anything now or in the future, I said it before, mteter@kw.com. Call my cell phone, text me 856-397-6963. Guys, I'm here to help you. We're so proud of you. Keep up the incredible work, and we'll talk to you soon.